Tonight on CTV News, one of the city's busiest roads could be in danger of collapsing. Police crackdown on speed limits started today, and it's Christmas time already at Christchurch Airport. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Emma Jane McLennan. Parts of one of the busiest roads in Christchurch could be in danger of collapsing if underground waterworks are not urgently fixed. The City Council is working to install bus lanes along Riccarton Road next year, but parts of the road will need to be rebuilt at a cost of more than $10 million before the changes can be made. Riccarton Wigram Community Board Chairman Mike Mora said he hadn't heard about the problems.
I didn't know anything about it until now, and this is just going to put a whole new slant on everything to do with bus priority and enhancement of Riccarton Road. It's, goodness me, I just can't believe it.
A decision will go to Council tomorrow with 4 options. Go ahead with the bus lanes without fixing the road or pipes, delay the bus lanes until it has money for the complete project, fix sections of the road in stages, or fast-track all of the work at once. A City Council spokesman said the main issue with doing it all at once would be disruption in the high-traffic area. Between $60 and $80 million will be spent on rockfall mitigation between Sumner and Littleton to keep the area safe and remove the need for shipping containers. Mesh fences and a row of boulders will be used to keep pedestrians out of the area and stop rocks from falling on the road. The Sumner works will cost around $20 million, and the works on Sumner Road between Evans Pass and Littleton will cost between $40 to $60 million. Police introduce a 4-kilometre tolerance campaign today aimed at reducing death on the nation's roads over the summer period. Chelsea Daniels reports.
Drive more than 4 kilometres over the speed limit and you'll get a ticket this summer. That's the blunt message from police as they gear up to keep holiday road tolls down. For the 3rd summer in a row, police will enforce the rule, dropping the speed tolerance to 4 kilometres over the limit.
It started off with just holiday weekends. Now it's the 2-month summer period. I think in time there's a possibility that it may be extended, but at this stage we're more focused on when the risk is, and that's the high volume summer period.
A recent Australian study has shown that every 5 kilometres over the speed limit doubles the risk of a crash. It was found travelling at 65 kilometres an hour compared to 60 in a 60 speed limit zone also doubled the risk of injury in a crash, and that risk doubled again with each increase of 5 kilometres in travelling speed.
A few kilometres an hour in an impact can make the difference between life and death, and also having people more aware of their speed makes them more engaged in their driving and less likely to have a crash.
And the busy holiday period only worsens traffic on urban and rural roads.
Over the holiday periods and Christmas periods over the last few years, it has been lower than previously, and a lot of that's put down to the lower speed tolerance, which brings the average speeds of everyone down.
Although police are hopeful the campaign will lower the lives lost on Canterbury roads, the road toll over the past few years shows damning figures. The national holiday road toll shows a slight decrease from the summer of 2012 to 13. However, last year, deaths on Kiwi roads more than doubled, with a total of 16. Canterbury had no road toll in the summers of 2012 and 2013. However, last year it contributed to nearly half of the national toll with 6. That's the highest record of road deaths in the region since the 1980s.
The thing you do notice with the holiday weekends and the lower tolerance is the speeds on the highways come down dramatically, which is really good because that gives people more reaction time when something unexpected happens.
Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
2 people escaped serious injuries when their 4-wheel drive flipped after a crash at a Christchurch intersection today. The crash happened at the corner of Roosevelt Ave and Malvern Street in St Albans, sending a vehicle onto its roof around 10 a.m. The intersection is known to be a black spot, with a $55,000 upgrade to make it safer approved by the Shirley Papanui Community Board last month. And in St Martin's, a stolen car was removed from the Heathcote River around 9 a.m. The car was taken from Gibbon Street in Sydenham on November 27th. Police are unaware how the red Subaru entered the river. The car has been since recovered by its owner. 4 stores in Dallington were hit by burglars at the weekend. Police are looking for suspects after they were caught on CCTV footage. 4 stores in Dallington were raided at the weekend, and food appears to be the main target. Burglars broke into a Thai restaurant, bakery and fish and chip shop on the corner of Gloucester Street and Woodham Road before they finally set off an alarm at their last stop, a dairy.
They were stealing frozen food and they came into my shop to steal smokes, but the alarm went on and he couldn't get into the secret cabinet, so they left. And I had monitoring, so I had come down in just a few minutes when it was happening.
By the time Shah arrived, the burglars had escaped. They were caught on CCTV cameras as they broke into the stores, but once they noticed the cameras, they turned them away. Shah said they were likely there for 1.5 hours before setting off the alarm.
So they parked the car in the pharmacy parking in the back, and they were just commuting from here to there and loading the car up, and it was not on the main street, so nobody can see or hear what's exactly going on. So they spent around 1.5 hours to do the whole thing, and nobody heard anything.
Before the alarms were set off, the cars were filled with food. Shah said it was likely they targeted the other stores first because they didn't have security systems before trying for cigarettes at the dairy.
Everything. The Thai restaurant guy told me he just stocked up $500 or $600 worth of meat in his freezer, which was almost gone. The bakery guy, there was some damage, and the fish and chip shop guy told me they took some chicken nuggets and scallops from his freezer.
Police visited the scene this morning, checking for fingerprints and taking away evidence. But Shah said that without the dairy security system, the damage would likely have been a lot worse.
They are experienced burglars, yep. They have been in because they know exactly what to do. They went into my secret cabinet and tried to open up everything, but the knife broke with what he was opening. And he was kicking it to open it, but he was not able to. And the security was on, so he was in a rush. That's why he left.
In the meantime, people in the neighbourhood are on the lookout for anyone selling large quantities of meat. Still to come, what's happening in your neighbourhood? Welcome back. A man has appeared in court today facing an arson charge after a fire threatened homes in South Shore yesterday. 17-year-old Javon James Sims was granted bail and will next appear in court at the end of the month. The fire forced the evacuation of about 12 homes on Marine Parade and Rocking Horse Road. 65 firefighters battled the fire at its peak with the help of a helicopter as it spread across the beach, powered by easterly winds. Students entertained travellers today at the Christchurch Airport, with children starring in the first of 12 midday shows. Chelsea Daniels has more.
Passengers will be welcomed and farewelled with a midday show at the airport this year with the 12 Schools of Christmas program.
This year we're putting a little bit of a different spin on our Christmas celebrations, and part of that is a community outreach to 12 schools. They've each been given a Christmas tree to decorate, and it's in their own theme, and they have a performance slot for 12 days starting today.
Today's school group had a large audience, with passengers stopping to take photos and videos.
That we had particularly Chinese here videoing it, and they seemed quite surprised and enjoying it. But everybody enjoyed it. We had some of our staff here passing by, because there's always lots of people coming through the airport at this time, and yeah, highly successful.
All 12 schools which decorate a tree and give a performance will receive a Christmas gift from the airport of $1,000.
We're really back into, I guess, the old times before earthquake, where, you know, the airport was a very busy time at summertime. A lot of international arrivals, and our international arrivals will be up. But it's also a time when domestic passengers travel away to see grandma or grandma coming in. It's a very busy time.
The Isleworth School Senior Choir entertained audiences today with renditions from famous Broadway productions like Hairspray.
It's been a privilege to sing in front of people.
It's been amazing just having our wonderful choir teacher, Miss Goody, and our amazing kapahaka teachers, Matua Norma Matua Maka, and we've gotten a lot of support from our principal, Jeanette Shearer.
I wasn't that nervous actually, because I've been doing this for a while, so over time you just get less nervous.
About 40 or something, and it was fairly a good big group.
Isleworth School is the first school on this year's program, with 11 more schools of Christmas to go. Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
Crews spent last night moving 2 huge beams into place for a new Christchurch motorway bridge. It's part of a 4-day operation that will close the road and see 8 50-tonne beams around 37 metres long lifted into place by 2 cranes. They are planning on lifting 2 beams a night. The Wigram-Magdala link will provide a bridge over Curlitz Road, linking Wigram Road into Birmingham Drive and Annex Road via Magdala Place. Filming entirely on an iPad and during lunch breaks hasn't stopped Canterbury students scooping a top film award. Jack Price spoke to the girls about the winning entry.
I'm Ash and I was the director and I played a bully.
I'm Siobhan and I played a bully. I'm Elise and I played the lead role of the film.
I'm Bailey and I played a bully.
I'm Brooke and I played the victim in the situation.
Despite limited time and equipment, this team is behind one of 2 Canterbury winning entries into 2015's The Outlook for Someday competition, which rewards students' interpretation of sustainability. The film's creator says the 4-minute piece tackles bullying, an issue which affects a lot of girls her age, including herself.
I wanted to teach people that bullying is not okay, because I've been bullied before. Bullying is a really bad thing, as people would know.
Some of us have been.
Yeah, a few of us have been bullied before.
12-year-old Ash is no stranger to the competition though, as she had a winning entry in the 2013 edition called Bob's Misadventure. The other girls say Ash is just like a real film director.
She would be kind of strict sometimes, so she said when I would get one take right, she'd be like, "You need to get this right, Brooke. We can't stand here for the whole break."
We'd keep laughing and she'd just be really strict and just tell us to shut up and get on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ellesmere College were only just made aware of the film after being told by organisers the girls had won and were in the running for the grand prize.
They saw an idea, decided to go with it and get out there, and so in many respects they epitomise what the school's all about. We're really, really proud of them.
Ash says the prize, which includes a Panasonic camera and access to an online video database, would help her with future projects.
So it means I can do more filming with better equipment and it'll make my videos and films much better.
You can watch and vote for the film called Unstuck on the Outlook for Someday website. For CTV News, I'm Jack Price.
Students and teachers are taking advantage of a new learning hub in Christchurch, and it's cutting-edge stuff. Technology is both a subject and a way of teaching, especially in maths and science. Annabella Garwood tells us how education's changing in a high-tech world.
Learning made fun with no pen or paper in sight. These children from Swananoa Primary School trying their hand at makey and stop-motion films.
We're making like a mysterious world with creatures and animals. We're actually going to make a crazy fun land with a lot of cool things. Yeah.
Plan and think and negotiate and collaborate.
And it's not just for children. At night, the lab runs postgraduate classes for teachers. It's invaluable to help them keep up with their pupils who are now technology whizzes.
In a lot of cases, they're ahead of the teachers and they know more about it. And because of the internet now, they can learn so much that they can actually have more access to information than teachers. That's another reason why we like to bring the teachers in and bring them up to speed as well, because children are like big sponges.
Teachers know they need to work hard to ensure they're speaking the same language as their students and prepare them for the future.
I personally think it's really important because it's where the world is going, the direction that we take in our learning. So for them to be able to use the tools that they're going to need forever in their lives is really important. And I think it's a really important aspect of school to be able to use those tools now.
It's hard to believe that just their first and second year of primary school, these children are already learning about storytelling, design, animation, electronics and programming. But one skill that they're really getting to put into practice today is teamwork. But should developing these skills come at the cost of ditching pen and paper?
This is what they're going to have to get used to. So the idea of robots is something that when they're leaving school, they could well be going into jobs that they'll be working alongside robots. So it's not very far away. And a lot of the technologies that are going to come out, we haven't even seen yet.
With over 1,500 kids and over 100 teachers having already passed through these doors since July, Michael believes the lab is just the start of something very exciting. Annabella Garwood, CTV News.
Now let's cross to Bridget Rutherford in the newsroom with what's happening in your neighbourhood.
Thanks, Emma Jane. While flood remediation work is ongoing at Dudley Creek, authorities have made sure eels haven't gone without a home. Eel caves have been created by using curved pieces of pipe by Christchurch City Council contractors, mimicking the dark places where they like to hide. Rocks will also be used to create small overhangs for other aquatic life. The area in Shirley has been hit with widespread flooding since the February 2011 earthquake. The council has a $25 million program to deal with the issue. The Shirley Road culvert is currently being widened and work is expected to continue until early 2016. Opawa School will be putting on a party today to farewell its long-standing principal. Grant Steadman has been in the role for 13 years, but he's ready to move on to other challenges. He'll take on an education consultant role where he'll mentor first-time principals. Steadman says it's good to have a bit of fun on the job. He dressed up as Harry Potter in a movie-themed Mufti Day recently. He says he'll miss the school and its diversity. The Lincoln Club will get a visit from a famous country music star to help raise money for charity. Suzanne Prentice will play at the Lincoln Events Centre on Monday, and the club will donate the money to the Foundation for the Blind's Guide Dog Training Appeal. And Lincoln Club President Lynn Townsend says the club hopes to continue the trend by bringing entertainment to the town while raising money for charities. He says the top twins are on the list for an act the club hopes to pin down in the future. A photo project illustrating the Hallswell community's rapid development will be on display at Te Hapua Hallswell Centre on Thursday. School of Fine Arts photography students Eleanor Waters, Nicholas Glenn and Mitchell Bright have been collecting hundreds of images from the streets of Hallswell. They've created a portrait of the diverse community. The launch of the photographic archive was produced by the University of Canterbury and Christchurch City Libraries. And the Wildcats will be roaring onto stage at Avonhead Primary School this evening. The primary school's senior pupils will be putting on the popular High School Musical. Audiences can expect to be singing along to show favourites, including Breaking Free and We're All in This Together. About 129 pupils have been working hard to put on the end of year show. Evening shows start at 7:30 at Avonhead School Hall tonight and on Thursday. From the newsroom, I'm Bridget Rutherford.
Thanks, Bridget. Still to come, sport and your region's weather. Welcome back, and now here's Gordon Findlater with the latest in local sport.
Well, as reported yesterday, Nemani Ndolo will leave the Crusaders after next season to ply his trade in France. I caught up with the Fijian superstar today to talk about his decision around the move to Montpellier. Ndolo joins coach Todd Blackadder in leaving the franchise after 2016, and like his coach, He wanted his decision to be out in the open before next year's season begins.
Other than my family knowing, it was only fair that these guys know first. And I was just happy. I'm sort of bloke that once it's off my chest, I'm happy and I can enjoy it. So I've been here the last 2 days, been with the guys pre-season. I just feel so happy and just energetic. So I've got nothing to hide and just ready to roll.
There was little known about the Fijian superstar when he joined the Crusaders after playing in Japan 2 years ago. However, Ndolo has since gone on to be a true force in Super Rugby.
Before I came to the Crusaders, I probably a bit raw, so to speak, and these guys have done so much for me in my career, whether it's on the field and off the field, and just moulding me into the person that I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. So the decision to head over there wasn't an easy one. And I feel that I've got one more season left here, and I've got a lot to offer, and I want to repay that by doing well here and hopefully having a good season next year.
After making himself at home with the Crusaders, he'll now be looking to make the same adjustment next year in Montpellier.
I know it's coached by a very good coach. Jake White, we all know him over here on the Southern Hemisphere. He's World Cup winning coach, and decision to go over there was, played a part in him coaching as well. I know that they coach well, and there's a few foreigners over there in the team, a few guys that I grew up with back in Aussies.
And having almost a year before the move, the big fella has plenty of time to touch up on his French.
Le français, le petit peu. So that's all I know, mate. Bonjour, ça va? Oui, très bien.
Well, you're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.
Thanks, Gordon. Now it's time for Mercy with your region's weather forecast. Thanks, Emma-Jane. Today it was a little bit warmer out there than yesterday, however still cloudy skies and very blustery winds for inland places. Today's highs first up, Timaru, you took out 22 today, 22 for you as well, Temuka. Central Canterbury now, unfortunately Christchurch, you didn't reach that 28-degree mark. Actually only on 20 degrees. Akarawa though, a bit warmer on 24. Leeston also taking out 24. Heading further north, Hanna Springs, warm one for you, 25 there was your high. Kaikoura, 21 there, a little bit cooler than predicted. 22 for Cheviot and 26 for Amberley. Over to the Alpine region, 21 there for you, Mount Cook. Now tomorrow we are expecting another scorcher of a day. It's going to be a hot one for you, Timaru. 27 degrees is your high there with northerly winds breezing throughout the day. Mainly find just a few cloudy patches. Ashburton, you can also maybe strip off a few layers of clothing. 27 for your high there with those northerly winds and 15 for your overnight low. The Garden City, 28 is going to be your high tomorrow. 14 degrees overnight and northerly winds as well. Kaikoura, you're also going to see those northerly winds really warming up the temperatures. 26 as your expected high. South Canterbury, you can also expect this trend, so a lovely day in store. Very warm, 28 there for Temuka and Geraldine, and lots of sunshine for you guys. Central Canterbury also predicting that sunshine for you. 29 is the high there for Methven and Darfield. Will you peak to 30? Who knows? 27 for Leeston and 28 for Akarawa. Heading further north, gets pretty hot here as well. Temperatures are climbing. 29 for Hanna Springs, Amberley, Rangiora and Oxford, and 26 for Cheviot. Alpine region, a little bit cooler here, 25 though, still pretty warm for Lake Tekapo. Few rain showers for you. Looking ahead, Thursday, one behind, 29 degrees there for Ashburton, so again another really hot one. Sunny skies with those northerly winds quite blustery again. On Friday we are seeing a lovely fine settled calm day. Northerly winds and they will be turning light in the afternoon. Could also see some afternoon sea breezes. On Thursday, very muggy and hot for most places. Could be seeing a few rain spots for inland areas. Other places remaining dry and fine though. Very warm with those northwesterly winds. Flipping over to Friday, it's looking calm and settled. Afternoon sea breezes for most places. Lovely, dry and fine. Good way to end that working week. So over the next few days, we're expecting those really warm temperatures again. Lovely to look forward to. That's your update though for Tuesday. Back to you, Emma-Jane. Thanks so much, Mercy. That's CTV News for Tuesday. I'm Emma-Jane McLennan. Have a great night.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.